If, as I hope, the government's two flawed proposals for the referendum on family and care are defeated, and I think they'll be defeated on the merits. But we need to have a look at how the McKenna principles are being operated in this country. Friends will recall that the Supreme Court produced a judgment in that case in 1995 that where it was permissible for the state to spend public money to provide the public with unbiased information about referendums, the use of taxpayer money to promote a particular outcome during a referendum was an interference with the democratic process and an infringement on concepts which were fundamental to the democratic nature of the state. And that's all correct and good. Now, bizarrely, however, when information was sought from the government to publish the minutes of the government's interdepartmental group meetings, which were considering the proposed amendments, when you consider the confusion about what the phrase durable relationships might mean for court cases and disputes around tax, social welfare, pension, allocation of family assets, it would seem desirable to find out what the 64 pages of notes and minutes which were discussing the consequences of these amendments would actually show, and indeed the government's engagements with various NGOs. And strangely, the government gave it as reason for not producing those minutes is that public officials could be seen to promote referendum outcomes were they to publish those, and that could be in breach of the McKenna principles. Now, that seems to me a very thin argument to make. Of more relevance to the McKenna principles is the fact that the campaign for the Yes side seems to be led by the National Women's Council of Ireland, which, as far as I can see, is getting about 95 or 96% of its staffing costs from public money, from the HSE or directly from the state. Now, if that isn't public money funding a referendum campaign, I don't know what is. Now, I'm confident that these two flawed proposals will be defeated on the merits. But when this is over, I think we have to have a serious conversation about how public money is being funnelled effectively to indirectly influence the outcome of a referendum. And that's a big story that we need to examine in the wake of this referendum, which, as I said, I hope and expect will be defeated.